Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Engineer's Life 2. Last episode we did quite a bit of work around, or at least I showed you guys some of the work we did around base, and then we went ahead and built our first arc furnace, which is sitting over here in the corner. Have not had the need to use it just yet. I've been kind of busy just doing a few little random things, plus doing a bit of exploring today, so let's go check that out really quickly. I did use almost full durability on a... come on, brain, on an elytra, so that we could actually do a little bit of exploring in the end. So let's check this out. Come on. The game has been a little wonky today. I've been having several problems. Matter of fact, it crashed like 3 times today, and the memory usage has been acting a little funky. I don't know. I haven't done anything drastic. I haven't updated the pack in quite a while, so I'm assuming maybe there's something going on, but we can at least look at this part. I did go out here and spend a little bit of time wandering around with the elytra, just kind of find a few things, and we did find a few of the biomes that we were looking for. I still haven't found one of the ones that we need, but I'm going to have to kind of spend some more time playing around out here, just looking for stuff, because there's a bunch of things, of course, as the pack continues. Where is the right button? We need that button, and we need to go end exploration. We've managed to do a few things. Now, this is really very interesting kind of stuff, and we may come back and spend an episode or two just wandering around looking for some of these other ones. I was glad that I found, like, say, these sulfur springs. We found a really nice block that I liked, and we're going to be using that a little bit more, which means I'm going to need to come to the end to actually do kind of some of this stuff. So I guess while we're here, let's grab the random rewards that we're probably going to get. Jasper... Thank you. And we're just going to collect all these for right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do. So nice, wonderful. And what did I get? Just a whole bunch of just random little pieces of stuff that we... Ooh. I might hang on to those things because those are kind of expensive or hard to make. That can get thrown in the trash for all I care, but hey, it is what it is. So let's see. We'll toss this, and I really don't think I want any of that either. That I do kind of want a little bit of, and we'll hang on to those. The dark bricks are kind of expensive, plus I've got plenty of other things. So, all right, I don't know what else we need to probably look at, but we're going to kind of continue to play building a few things in the base today. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of look at doing. I really need to get after these things. I really need to get after making one of these, but that means I need to go do some netherite work plus pink slime. So we need to start really kind of thinking about doing this if we want any of the more advanced machines from Industrial Foregoing. And there are some serious machines that I want. Mainly the laser drill is probably going to be one of our big workers, depending on how much of a royal pain in the butt they are to set up. They're going to be our major worker for doing a lot of the stuff. So let's see. I guess we can just jump back in the portal and I can save on a little bit of this. So let's jump in the portal. I did collect a few other things, so we're going to go look at it. I did run into quite a few ender bees, so we've got a somewhat decent supply of... I don't know why it does that. I wasn't hurt. Come on, just eat. Thank you. Whatever. We'll put these away for now. We can hang on to them. I don't think I need to worry about it right now, so let's go ahead and do that, and we'll take a nap. Alrighty then, so let's go outside. I've been kind of sketching and playing and doing a few things, as well as kind of expanding on our current bee situation, so we'll talk about this in just a second. We did manage to get a few ender bees, and they're kind of annoying, but I'll kind of just deal with them for right now because they're giving us free ender pearls. But I think I have about 4 or 5 of them now, and they're basically the same thing as anything else. So ender bee makes ender bee makes the ender comb. Ender combs can be run through a centrifuge to get ender pearls and honey. And I think there's an upgrade for these hives that will keep them from in here. There's what is this, productive bees? Where is it? I know there's an upgrade that should keep the bees from being able... Yeah, it's right there. which I can make a few of those, I think. So we'll probably actually do that. I'm getting tired of them doing this. So this whole system of these bees work very well, but the problem again is when you have a bee like the ender bee that's a little stupid and likes to teleport around, then we'll be they can get in and out of their thing. But at least we do have a decent supply of ender pearls coming in. Everything else is functioning reasonably well. I probably need to go ahead and put some more of the bottles into the stuff, but yeah, that's been one of the things that I was kind of glad to get going. So another thing I did do is last episode or the episode or two before, we built this this excavator over here in this corner, and this chunk over here had oil in it. And I went and did a little bit more prospecting over here as far as oil is concerned, and we have, I forget, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think 9 or 10 chunks right here that all have oil in them. And I think this one, for that matter, has got the most in it. It's got, where is it? This one? Is it this one? Crude oil reservoir, and you are, come here, like, yeah, 13,000 buckets of oil. So I think all said and done in this corner, I didn't do the math entirely. That's the one that has the most in it, but I think we've probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60,000 buckets of oil right here, which is pretty cool. That means we could theoretically go get into oil and stop doing this little process, but I'm kind of having fun with it. We'll see how it goes. We may end up doing a little bit more work. We may end up doing, may not. I just don't know. We're going to have to mess with it and see. So that's going to be a later on down the world project. Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Add to bucket and add to bucket. Thank you. All right. So with all that being said, we're going to need to start doing some things. So I have this kind of little flat space and this wall built out so that we can kind of see the next, what I'm going to do as far as a base expansion. We're going to start processing the materials that we're getting in from our excavators and our miners and a bunch of other stuff. We're going to need to start processing that stuff so that we can actually start accumulating more resources. So as it has been right now, I've been basically hauling whatever's coming out of that excavator and that excavator down to the crusher that's in the main base or the area over there, and then letting that one little crusher try to take the problem and get it taken care of. So what we're going to do in here, I know with this funky little design on the floor, you guys are all probably wondering what the heck's going on, and it's because of the fact that I built the idea of what I wanted on the floor and then forgot that I needed to come up a block. So we're just going to leave it sitting right here, and then we'll work with it as we go. So what we're going to do today is I am going to install and plumb in 3 crushers and a bunch of little bitty powered furnaces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start working on the Skyway delivery belt system that's going to be taking things back over to the main base. And you are going to have to go get one of those things. So I went ahead and made all of the parts pieces that we need as far as things go. I am going to do a little bit of a decoration kind of thing. We're going to do things like this up on top of here so that you can kind of guess where things go. These are going to be, pretty much just laid out on top so that we'll have a crusher here. There'll be a conveyor belt with a splitting conveyor belt that'll go into 2 of those powered furnace things that will then go out and deliver to another belt that'll run up and out of the building and head over there. So lots of fun is going to happen today, and I'm hoping that by the end of this episode, we're going to have a reasonable amount of ore processing as well as a couple other things. So if we can get all this sorted out, ready to go and running back to the over there today, I'll be happy. We're going to probably, as close as this one is, as close as that that ore excavator, there's also another, there's a bunch of resources back here. There's another one of these that's got a bunch of iron in it. That one's got a bunch of iron in it. There is a clay block sitting right here that I don't know where that came from. Silly whatever, I don't know. There's copper and gold and a whole bunch of things back here that we're going to need to be able to process. So I think all we're going to end up doing is just putting that onto a belt, running the belt along the thing and dropping it into the top of this building, and then having a bunch of, yes, I know, entities floating around in the air. It's terrible. It's a horrible idea, but we're going to do it and have fun with it. So I think for right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and maybe lay one of these out together, and then I am going to build the rest of them off camera so you guys can kind of guess can see what's going on. So we're going to use this aluminum scaffolding on top of all of this stuff so that I can kind of, just at least get it up in the air so it's nice and pretty. So let's see, we'll go ahead and build all of these at least. And I think these will work well enough, and I do need to shut that off. Thank you very much for the comment about how to shut that off. I'm going to be doing that just as soon as we get done with this issue today. I've been having a lot of problems today with this pack. Just actually functioning, so I haven't been able to even look at the configurations as far as things need to go. So we'll play with that. Hopefully next episode that'll be the last time we hear some of this stuff. So anyhow, we're gonna have something setting kind of like this. It should be reasonably decent and nice to look at. It'll at least be functional because you'll be able to toss stuff into one of these things and then watch it kind of move its way around. So let's go grab some of the parts, which is going to be pretty simple, easy stuff. They're not that hard to build, so I mean, it is what it is. Let's see, where did I put my thing? There it is. Come here, you. And selection mode, I don't want that. I want a crusher. Crusher. Thank you. All right. Whoop. Nope. So you're going to sit about right there. And then again, these are pretty simple, easy to throw together. We just need to do that. So, boop, 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 boop. And these, and I think one of those goes right there, one of these right here, one of those right there. These build up again, and that goes over here, like that. And then I think those are all steel fence, right? Yep. Yeah, we're double clicking and things are being wonky today. It's been really, really clunky today. So we'll get a few things built. Yeah, I probably should do something with those guys before they get zapped, huh? Well, we'll finish this one up and hopefully they don't get burnt by the wires. Let me see. Where are my conveyor belts? We're going to use a bunch of these conveyor belts with one of those. That should be plenty of that kind of stuff. So let's see. The furnaces are a little funky. You got to place them like so that the orange is facing to you. And then all we need to do, I should say, let me go ahead and click the button on the click the button thing so we know what this looks like. There we go. All right, cool. And do this so that gets out of our life. All right, so dude, seriously, I don't need you dead. You were hard enough to find as it is. Quit. We'll fix you in just a second. I didn't expect them to be all over the place being silly, but of course, it's part of a mod that you have to do things like that. So it is how it works. So let's see, splitting conveyor belt right there. So that should basically, just as things come out of here, that should split stuff evenly between the two of them, and we shouldn't have too much of a problem. All right, so conveyor belt, conveyor belt, conveyor belt, conveyor belt, conveyor belt, and then for right now, I'm going to put just a single old chest right here on the end. This is eventually going to go up into a system of belts that are going to head back towards the base and then drop into a whatever that inventory thingy is over there, and we'll be okay. And hopefully deliver everything we need to go. Where is the belt? There it is. Okay, and that, and that, and that. And that, and that. All right, so now all of that's going to just basically, that's how this is going to function, at least as far as these are going to be concerned. We're going to need to be able to build some structure for power. Let's see, what do I want to use? I don't think we're going to use anything in there. This is going to probably be modeled somewhat like that building as we go. So I'm trying to build these things kind of independently. So steel, I think what we'll probably do, let me grab a little bit of that for right now. And I don't think I need anything in here, but I do need to take a nap. Okay, so then what we need to figure out is how we're going to power all this mess. And I think probably the best idea, where's my scaffolding? Up. How tall are we going to hang things like this? Can I? No, I don't think you can. Can you? You can stand on it, right? Yeah? No. Can I do that? And then I need to do about there. Might go a little taller than that. I think we're going to try to figure this while we sit here. So let's see. Climb the thing. Flies are gross. Okay, so we can put one of those that direction, and then we're going to have to put something over above this one. So let's see. How high are we? I think I'm going to go a lot taller than that. I mean, maybe we'll come down at least that low with this, but this one's probably going to be about right there, I think. Essentially, that's what that's going to look like. So then what we'll do is we'll bring beams down from the ceiling of the building so that we can then plumb in power. Where's the rest of this stuff? This, that. So that to there, and then we can do a insulated coil, so tier to there, and then this will go along the string back here across these three, and then eventually catch up with those. So I think we're going to do that about right there. And then you guys can have some connectors, maxed out, please, and a maxed out, please. And where is your other connector or your relay? Cool. There to there, and then we can kind of just go on. Now, hit the thing, not the thing behind it. So you guys should be empty. They might have passed something through. So eventually that's going to give me the idea of how tall we need to make this structure. This is going to be somewhat kind of short, maybe almost like that building over there, maybe a little taller. Just depends on what I feel like doing, but this is all we're putting in here. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out the other two of these, and I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, so did we lose them all? Did they all die or no? Nope, they're not all dead. Here, you guys go in here. All right? And then I'm going to put you back in here, and then I'm going to give you your piece of wall back here. And we'll see if we can keep them from stop doing that for just a minute. Dark oak planks, thank you. You guys stay in your little house now? Maybe? 2 and 2? Okay, good deal. So... they were just worrying me because they keep, like, all these little butterflies, they keep dying on all of these wires, and the last thing I need is a bee to touch one of those wires and then die. So we're good. Hopefully now they should be good and not be able to get out. So have most of the room, or at least most of the buildings, or the machines set up and ready to go. We've got our 3 crushers in the back and a whole bunch of furnaces ready to do some of the work. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build a little bit of logic back here so that we can actually produce what we want to produce. So I need to go ahead and get my factory hoppers going because I want to put it on the back. We're not going to worry about where they go. I know I have one more. Thank you. Okay, and since I've learned... we can do this. We're going to do this, and this, and this, and then we're going to set that to that little tick right there. No, right there. That's 2 seconds on every one of these. I could actually probably set them just a slight amount under that, but that's perfect for what I want to do with it. And then what we need to do is we're going to have to build a line of, I do have a bunch of stuff. Do we have enough conveyor belts, or am I going to have to go make some more? I do have a little bit there, and I do have a bunch of cupboards. So the cupboards will probably be outside. Anytime we're going to be running stuff along the outside of the buildings or wherever we're going to be using cupboards, anytime we're going to be inside, I'm going to be more concerned about just making this look a little better. So let's see how we're going to do this. We need to come in the building. And I don't know whether or not this building is going to be this big or if we're going to build something else in this little corner. So I think for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to say that the entry for our that stuff needs to be somewhere over here. So let's do this. And I don't want to be too crazy with it. So maybe nope. Oh, hey, I didn't want to do that. No. Where do we need to be? About there? How tall are these things? Because I think we're going to end up running the line right behind them. Does that look all right? Can I have that? Yes? And then we'll put supports and whatnot into this as the time comes. But for the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to split this into 3 reasonably evenly. So again, I think we'll probably actually move this over just one so we have a little bit more space to play with the splitters. Because we're going to have to split into 3, which is a kind of a pain in the butt when you're using these kinds of things. Because we're going to have to return one of them to the front of the line. So that's always a wonderful thing that we have to play with. So anyhow, let's get up here and we'll do that. And then I'm going to do, I guess, this. Let's see, that splitter is going to be wonky. It's going to send stuff that way and this way. So we'll just do, maybe I won't go that far. Should be able to make this reasonably nice looking. I did it again. I don't want it right there. There, and then it'll split this direction, come out. And then I think we'll probably just immediately bring it right back then. Split again. So let's see. Splitter, one direction this way, back over, come along all this direction here, split again. Actually, no, that'll be just fine, won't it? There goes the stutter again, quit, and then down. So, no, I think we'll actually be okay. I think we'll just do it that way and not worry about it. So let's see. I need to go ahead and probably right about there we'll build a support to the ground so that we can climb this. And then we're going to drop our splitters in place. So let's see. We got splitter here. You're going to split that direction and go that way. You're going to split that direction and go that way. I'm not concerned about the fact this is not going to be even. I don't care at this point whether it's going to be even or not, because of the fact that I don't think we're going to ever really be able to make this as crazy as we think we need it to be. So it's just going to do what it needs to do for right now. So let's do this. Yeah, get off that. There. I just wish they didn't split the way that they did. It would be so much nicer if they, you know, if you could configure the direction the splitter split. So like one that direction, or the way that it sits up now, I think it'd be a lot more usable, user-friendly at least. But it does what it does. Nope, don't fall off. And the last one, of course I fall down. All right, nope. Where are we? Oh, hey. I'm gonna have to be careful with that, and I think that might be we're gonna have to fight with these wires for sure. Very, 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 very likely gonna have to fight with the wires a little bit. The structure that I'm probably going to be replacing a lot of these poles with, at least at this point, is going to carry the wire and the belts. So. And we're out. Lovely, wonderful. So we'll end up replacing this kind of stuff. These wires will go a little bit higher. Plus, they'll probably hang out more over the street than they currently are. And then we'll worry about that as the time goes. Like I said, this thing is going to end up probably coming out here, and I think probably going to break that if I do that. Yes, it did. Okay, figured that much. That's fine. No big deal. We can move those up if we have to, which, I mean, it's not much more than just moving them up a little bit. But all right, that gets me a little bit more of an idea what we're going to do. So now the next step we want to do is we should have in here 2 HV capacitors. We're going to be utilizing HV capacitors to maintain our power input and output as far as this base is going to go, or this area is going to go. So we're going to feed that's going to be right smack dab in the middle of the door, isn't it? Let's go down here then. So we'll start about right there. That line. Don't fall in the hot stuff right there. Is there going to be enough room? No. Well, Maybe. If I put it lower, because we're going to be using capacitors to do all of the regulation into these things. I'm done using transformers unless I need to I have to use a transformer. So let's see, output, input, and that way the stuff can continue to run. So where is our box? There's our toolbox. Good deal. HV wire connector, you can go right there. HV wire, and then we'll run to the one previous to it. That'll make both of those guys get all excited and get to work. MV a wire connector for now. We're just going to do this to there to here to that. And then those little guys will fill up with a RF power. Hopefully they should be. That'll run all the way down to there. So the other one, I think what we'll do is we'll set it up in this corner right here. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that about right there. For right now, again, we're going to just kind of flesh out all of the necessary systems that we need without blowing ourselves up. Let's see, one more. And that way they're not all on the same circuit. So the those crushers can use quite a bit of RF, but I'm not expecting this to continuously IRF, whatever you want to call it. I'm not expecting them to continuously run while we do this. So I just want to be able to spread the load out along several machines so that we're not expecting to have one continuously do all of the work. So, oh, that's the wrong one. Where are you? Give me that. Go, click, go, and it's getting dark again, but we should be able to do this to back here, I hope. Yes. All right, cool. That means I'll be able to sort all those out and we'll be able to make this all work a little bit better, but I think what we will go do now is we're going to run over here, and I am going to... I've got a whole bunch of aluminum over here that we need to process, aluminum and stuff, copper things and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and do that. I think we have one of those, the splitters, the things over there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take a nap, and then we'll go dump all of this into that and see what happens. All right, so we should have an extractor along with an empty one of these. Yes? All right, so let me grab this. Do I have any... Just for nowsies, I do have 2 plus an extractor. I think we can make that work for the moment. I don't know what I did with my crafting table. Is it in here? It doesn't matter. We don't need it. It's probably over there behind that wall like I left it the last time. So we've got stuff to right there. Let's go ahead and just do this. So that and then that. That's not where I wanted it. Under. Right there. Thank you. And that one. Yes. And then we need our screwdriver. Can you... Oh, yeah, that's not the thing I want to move. And I don't want that either. Next. This. Go. Screwdriver. Click. So this is just to kind of make sure that this is going to do what we want it to do. We'll do 16 for now. That will allow a little bit for bunching, but that's okay. I'm not really worried about it. We're just going to let it go. This is a kind of a test to see what's going to happen. So have all that, my friend. Can I get up here and actually see this? Yeah, it's going to bunch a little. But the actual control of what's going to happen is going to happen by those hoppers right there. And that is going to get dumped out and dumped into these furnaces. And then those are going to be spitting those out. Hopefully these things are going to be fast enough to be able to deal with this. I don't think I turned them all the way up on these guys. Now they're all the way up. All right. And then we can do that. All right, cool. I know it's quiet. We've got the that muffled wherever it is. So, there we go. those hoppers don't seem to be complaining. So just basically what's going to happen is we're going to take this line of stuff right here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it off camera. We're not going to do it together. I'm going to take that line of stuff right there. We're going to run it out into a system that's going to be able to contain everything, or I should say there's going to be a, a long line of stuff that goes through there. Okay, that's enough. It's loud. I don't want to talk over it. Shut up. Thank you. We're going to be able to then build like a scaffolding pillar thing of stuff that's going to hold our return conveyor belt all the way to the main base, plus any other conveyor belt that may go over the top of that that needs to come to this system to get processed into this building. I may or may not. Part of the reason why I'm going to have a little bit of room right here is because we may or may not put a rail offload system in here, because we are going to need to haul stuff from a decent distance. I don't really want to run belts from that far. The ones that are out here, not going to really bother me because the factory is at least going to go that far. But I don't want to play Satisfactory. I don't want to hang belts that far. There's such a royal pain in the butt to put down anyway, so we're not going to do that. So this actually looks like it's working reasonably well, and we're only using one. So let's go check our power production. That'll be a lot of aluminum, which is good. We need a lot of aluminum. So how are we doing? Sneak my face in here. That looks good. That one's full. That one's decent. They're all full. Nice. I'm going to try something with this section. It hasn't burnt since I've done this. Is I've put a redstone breaker up there with a breaker switch on it because, you know, that's hilarious. I did a little bit of reading, and someone had stated that was a fix that they could have found to keep from burning wires when they shouldn't have been burning wires. So we're going to try that and hope that doesn't burn anymore. It hasn't burnt for the last, I don't know, hour or so that I have been sitting here playing. So it usually happens when I get a little bit past out here. When I get out here into this area, once I get out there and then come back in here, regardless of the fact that these chunks are loaded, they burn. So anyhow, I'm rather satisfied with that. I think I'm probably going to go turn on that little miner over there and maybe that miner over there, and we'll run a bunch of stuff through this system, and we'll make a bunch of parts, which is good. I'm glad to see that this is actually going to finally go. We need to get some, I don't know why I did that, but whatever. We need to get some more materials going. I need to go find a copper vein, and we need to start mining the copper up because we're going to need copper for a few things. And I think probably next episode we're going to start talking about dealing with the oil that's right over here. So I guess, guys, for now, I should be able to make an episode out of that, and I have to deal with this fellow. Goodbye. Missed. And bye. Okay. Now we can say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.